Hi guys, how are you? It's been like forever. Let me tell you shortly what I have been up to. First thing, I went back to school. Yes, I've been waiting for this since all of this lockdown situation came up. Our school got closed, but finally we have to go back and catching up. I'm preparing for my exams. That's why I'm not able to do this as often. Anyway, now I'm from school actually direct now. I just decided I have to get this done. I know you have read my thumbnail and you're like, girl, what's the tea? What's the tea? Girl, what's the tea? What's the tea? Let me give you the tea. Please, first of all, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment. Maybe you can relate to this video. If you want to know what really happened, watch until the end. In the meantime, let's get started. So I will start by saying I'm going to be a little bit, well, not so much discreet. I don't want people going back looking for this person I will be talking about. So I will be really cautious with the names and the places. Maybe I would just not really mention the names, but I would just say when it was. Anywho, so back in the day before I joined college, I had met this guy, and of course one thing led to the other. We started chatting and got to know each other, and we decided to make it official. We knew each other like the way you meet someone and you start talking and you decide, okay, let us take this relationship to another level. That's what happened. And for 4 months we were still talking and doing what people in love do. And so he was sweet, what I thought. And then when we were all this time together, of course we went out, we could go to nice places. And let me tell you something, a guy who knows how to play his cards so well, and the moment he knows you love him, and the moment he knows you cannot doubt him, he will play you like a ball. And I think that's what he did. Anyway, it's about to get interesting. So after, let's say, 6 or 8 months, we were at this restaurant and we were just catching up. In my mind, I knew this is a normal relationship, and of course I was looking forward to having him for the rest of my life. Like everybody else, when you are dating, I don't think a lot of people who are in a serious relationship think about breaking up until you break up, okay, or until something happens. So for me, it was the case. It was the same case. So we were in this restaurant, and then he proposed to me. Let me tell you something, guys. I am old school. Well, now I'm not. I may be a little bit. And so I was brought up not in town. I was brought up in a village. I'm a village girl, but we had everything we needed. So I don't have that so much town-ish, the way you can say, oh, I was brought up in a nice city where I know all about how people drink tea in a nice cup, holding it like this. No! I know how to drink tea in a big cup. I know how to eat my food using my hands. Okay? Culturally, I learned that now, and I'm still learning. Anyway, this guy proposed to me. Like, he went down on his knee. Like, you know how you see this on movies? Exactly, he did that, and I was so excited. And of course, you have seen it, how this causes commotion. Anyway, of course I said yes. So we were so happy, and we went home after the meal, after he proposed to me. And when we went back home, he told me, you know what, I think I have a good idea. We should have a party and I can propose to you like officially with our friends, with maybe we even invite your mother and your father. And the idea for me was like, oh my god, am I having a wedding or what? You know what? Anyway, I believed him and I told him, okay, I'm game. What should we do? And we planned everything. Anyway, before I go there, let me tell you what he used to do. He used to travel like in from Kenya to Uganda and back, Tanzania, Rwanda, like East Africa. He was bringing, what is the name? Mitumba. That for people who don't know mitumba, these are the second-hand clothes in Africa. I think they really sell good. So that is what he was doing, and he had a good life, of course, from this. Otherwise he wouldn't be doing it. So all this time he could travel for almost 1 week from plus 1 week, 2 weeks, and of course I knew business was business, and he could call me and tell me, yo, it's busy, our car broke down, and so forth. And so I did not ask any question. I was in love. Do you know that moment? Anyway, so he could come back, and this time, the last time all of this happened, he came back. I think that was from Rwanda. And he told me, you know what? I have a very, very long break, so we can do that. And we already made a date, and I said, okay, let me invite my friends, you can invite your friends. The good thing was I did not tell my mother, because I had thought, if I have to invite my mother where my friends are, where our friends are, it's going to be like drinking with my parents. You know what? I didn't just invite my mother. Actually, I did not even talk to her about it. And so we made a date. And I invited everyone that I could think of, and I bought almost everything that we needed, and I was so excited. But all this going on, I never in my life one time even doubted him. Not even my friends thought of thinking, yo, there's something fishy, because there was not. He was always calling, but all this time telling me I'm at work, I go from work to B. Later on I came to realize maybe there was more than that. Anyway, so at this time it came the date of our party, and of course he told me, let me just go to town and grab maybe more drinks, maybe will come more unexpected visitor, like get crushes all the time. And I said okay. So he left. We were having the party at 11, and so we wanted it to go until maybe at night 2 or 3, so we wanted to make everything great. So he went to town at this time, and he told me maybe I will go and catch up with my friends, maybe we bring some choma or something like that. And I believed him, so I was sweat. I didn't even ask any questions. And when he left, and of course he could text me and tell me what's up, what's going on. We video call. I sent him some videos, some photos of what I'm planning. My friends were over, and then that was in the morning. Let's say it was 9 in the morning, and at 10 until 10 he was not back. And of course when he goes shopping, I was expecting him to bring some things, then we can continue with our cooking and preparations. Remember, the party was starting at 11. So, and I had this ring on my finger that he had already proposed to me. And so I told him, you know what, also I texted him and I told him, okay, I think now you should come back. I don't know what's happening, but you're late. And yeah. And so he did not text me back, and I thought maybe his phone just, you know, died. You know, that the excuses you give yourself so that, you know, like not to think of the unthinkable. Anyway, I started having that anxiety of maybe his phone got stolen, maybe he got robbed, or just you know what you think, okay? They got to an accident or whatever. He did not text me back, but that was then direct messages. It was not so much common to text in WhatsApp, but because to be online using data, that was another case. So I texted him, I called him, no text. Now it's almost 10:30, and 11 it's about to begin our party, or our friends are almost all of them are in the house. And so I got concerned. I even told one of my friends, let me use your phone. Maybe he don't see my phone, my text. I mean, I almost used 5 of my friends' phone. I almost called him I almost reported him missing person. Anyway, after now it's 10:11. I mean 10:30. Now it's 11, guys. And he's not there. He have not called me back until my friends were like, "Sis, what's happening? Have you called him?" I'm like, "Yes, guys, you have seen. We were calling here together. I have texted him and nothing. He don't text back. He don't call me back. And he told me he have gone shopping, definitely." And my friends told me, maybe they're in traffic, and maybe his phone got stolen. You know those excuses to make you feel better? But my heart dropped, you guys. And I started thinking the worst. I started feeling so bad. I just wanted to chase everybody outside the house and tell them, you know what, just get the hell out, because I felt like this is not happening to me. This is like a nightmare. The guy is nowhere to be found, and when I'm talking about the guy is not to be found, now it's almost 12. No call, no text, no nothing from all my friends that we had contacts with. He don't text, he don't call back, he don't do nothing. The guy is MIA. And so I felt like, you know what? He is not coming. And my friends told me, let's just give him, now it's 12:20. Let's just give him 1 more hour. That is until 1:30 or so. We can just hang up, drink some cola or something like that until he comes. Then we can pop some champagne or something like that. We had good stuff in the house. And he did not come. He did not text. And everybody was like, "Sis, your guy is nowhere to be seen. We have to know what is happening. Maybe we have to report him to the police. Maybe he got to an accident. Maybe his phone got stolen." And I knew if he had such a case, from where we were living, it was not so far away from where he had gone shopping. And so I knew he would definitely find a way, even in an M-Pesa. You know, you go there and you tell them my phone got stolen. Can I call my wife back home? Anything is possible, but he didn't do that. Anyway, he had what he had planned all about. And so what happened was, guys, the guy did not show up that day. He did not call either that day. And my friends stayed. All of them stayed. That was the best thing, because if they had left me alone in the house, then I think I could have done the unthinkable, you know? Maybe just, I don't know, because I was really to my end at that time, because all your friends are there and this embarrassment, and you're like, girl, I only watch these movies on TV and it's finally happening to me, but the God is great. So my friends stayed, and I told them, you know what? We are not going to just let or throw away this food to the waste. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do with all these drinks. I told them, let's party. We are not going to celebrate anything. Anyway, actually, we were going to celebrate me, I don't know, just being not suicidal. And so we really ate that food. We destroyed the house, not like literally, but we ate everything, we drank everything. But let me tell you, when I say drinking, everything tasted like sand. Do you know that moment you have stress so much, especially relationship wise, you eat everything and you drink something and it tastes like sand? That was me at that moment. So I told my friends, let's do this, and I hope you guys can just stay with me until because I did not know what to do, and I did not know which step to take, because this guy is MIA. I don't know if he's robbed, I don't know if he's dead, I don't know nothing, and I have to take a step either to leave or to stay if or when I know what's happening. Unfortunately, that did not happen. And so I just felt there was more than just him disappearing. And I told my friends, you guys just go to the house, I just need to clean everything. Well, they helped me, but I needed to do cleaning in my head than in the house. And when they left, I waited and I couldn't sleep. Of course I couldn't sleep. That was the whole night because I was looking on my phone the whole time. I was calling my friends if he had called them and nothing. And so the next day I woke up to a surprise. He had already came because I felt asleep during, I think it was 5 in the morning, and because I was not sleeping the whole night, he had already came in. He had the keys, of course, and he had put a letter on the table, and it had written, I am sorry, darling, I had to go like that. I didn't know the best way to explain to you that I have another wife with kids, and she was pregnant and she was in delivery room at that time. I got a phone call that she was in labor and I had to go. I am really sorry. I should have told you. I read that paper, guys, and I thought this was a scam. I thought this is someone who is trying to just make me kill myself. And he was not there. And I just opened the door and I looked outside and I saw him next to, like, we were leaving our door and the next door from our neighbor. He was standing outside there. He told me he didn't want to be in the house when I read the letter because he thought I can do something crazy or to hurt him than what he have done to me. Guys, let me just explain to you in simple text. This guy told me he have a wife, and all this time he have been telling me he was going for business trips to bring his merchandise in Kenya. He could spend half of the week to this woman, and of course how I trusted him, he knew I wouldn't find out, and he knew no friend knows about this. He was really discreet about this, and I think those were not really his friends. And so he told me, I am really sorry. And I asked him, how did you do this? How did your wife not find out? And he was really nice explaining to me. He told me, my wife is exactly like you. That's why I was able to to find you, to like you the same, because she's not nosy. She don't follow me around. She don't ask me what I was, where I was, who with, what I'm doing, the same way like me. And so it was so easy for him to manipulate both of us. That's exactly what he told me. He was really honest. And I asked him, why, but then you had to embarrass me like that? You could have just told me. You could even have proposed to me and then make me go through all this pain of inviting our friends over only for you to leave me like that. I mean, guys, if you have never been like your feelings being abused, that was right there, right then, the feeling. Because I asked him, you could have just told me, oh, just play along as long as you want, but don't put me in that position. But you know what, it's like talking to a wall, because he have done what he wanted, and I think a player will always be a player. And I asked him, so why did you even text me? You could have lied to me like what you have been doing for the rest of the time. It's not hard for you. I think you could have just told me your car broke down or something just happened and just lied to me. But don't make me go through that. But that was me trying to explain myself to, I thought I would feel much better. But that was not the case. The more I kept on talking to him, the more I realized how much I wanted to go, because he was not sorry first, and he didn't even look like he was concerned about what I was going through. And I felt so heartbroken. I didn't know what to do. I did not know who to talk to. I did not know, like, my life was over. And so I asked him, now what's gonna happen? Are we gonna do this? Or like, that moment when you're like, I don't want to let him go because you love him, and at the moment you don't want to stay because he hurt you so much, like mixed feelings. At that moment I was not in my good state of mind to make a decision, but I was sure I didn't want to stay, but again, I didn't want to go. You get me? And so he told me, I would just let you decide what you want. I asked him, mother, this is not about me. This is about us. And in my mind, I need to be with him, having a wife and kids and a child already. It's never gonna work. So guys, it was not easy. Actually, we didn't even decide what I wanted to do or what we wanted to do. All I knew was I had to go. And my friends, of course, they were asking me what happened, and of course I had to tell them, yeah, he came back. And I think, of course, he was texting them and lying to them about something. But anyway, I packed my things, guys. I was crying my life. I was like, God, my life is over. And of course, I cannot explain to you guys good. I don't know if any one of you have been in such situation. Maybe your boyfriend slept with your friend, or they just do something to bring you so down that you feel you will never love again. They even make you hate yourself. But anyway, I left, and when I left, it took me almost a year to date again, because, and of course, he couldn't stop texting me. He found me packing. He didn't even ask me, where are you going? Were you going to text me or something? He stood there on the balcony, I remember, and he was playing with his phone. I was crying, guys, like a river. And so when I packed, I went out. Anyway, it took me all that long to finally date again and to learn a lesson. Before you even move in with somebody, before you even go to this step, make sure you know whatever they're doing. Asking is not being nosy, it is just taking precautions, you know. And even if you have to be an FBI, look after yourself. You know, if I had done that, maybe I couldn't have gone all through that heartbreak and misery, you know. But it was really a lesson learned. But the best thing is, now I am really married, proposed to, like, officially, and living my best life married. So that was just a lesson learned. That doesn't mean you out there will never find love. Doesn't mean you out there, if someone have betrayed you. Here I am sharing with you guys my story, and sharing with you my story on how I am happily married, you know. And that shouldn't stop you from opening your heart to people who are really interested in you, to people who really love you, because you're afraid from the previous heartbreak. Don't do that. Unless you try, you will never know, guys. So that was it for me. This was a lesson learned. I hope you liked this video. If you have gone through such a situation, please share here, subscribe, comment, tell me what you could have done if it was you. So guys, I will see you in my next video, and please subscribe, and thank you so much. Mwah! Bye!